Hello everyone, nice to see you. We got a little fireside chat going here. Sarah, our office manager, just built us a fire for the occasion. And we just wanted to send a video greeting to you in this strange time that we are in, to maintain a regular connection to one another and encourage you to check in with any of us on the ministry team: Judy, Jane, Kathleen, Ben, myself. Sarah will make sure she's checking messages if she's not in here at the office. And if you're needing a conversation with us or a prayer or anything more serious that you need, we really hope you will reach out and connect with us and with one another as we go through these coming weeks. In certain ways, it's interesting that we are in this season of Lent, and because what we're facing is kind of an enforced or a required Lenten commitment. Traditionally, there are three practices of Lent that Christians have done across the ages: fasting, praying, and almsgiving. And here we are, required to fast from many things in our lives. Our usual busy schedules we're fasting from, sports activities, fasting from going out at night, fasting from eating in restaurants, from travel, from being somewhat, and maybe many of us are being somewhat more conservative about what we're eating and how we're eating. And this is the typical practices of Lent. It's a season for self-reflection and slowing down and cutting back on some of the ways that we go strong in our lives, and being self-reflective. So think of this time as a time of Lent that we're in together, spiritual practice. Secondly, Lent is a time of prayer, with a slower pace and more space in our lives right now, and with all the needs in our community and in our world, being intentional about praying right now, praying to God for the sake of all those around us who are in need of God's grace, seems like a really good idea. And thirdly, Lent is a time of almsgiving or charitable giving, where we take some of what we are fasting from and offer it for the sake of others. So as a church, we are reaching out to our neighbors and those organizations that we usually support: Outdoor Church and the Woburn Council of Social Concerns and the Dwelling Place, and considering if there are ways that we as a church can support those organizations at this time and the people around us. So we will let you know what we find out as we keep our ears out, our ears to the ground, to hear what the needs are and how we as a church might respond. So in the meantime, we'll continue to gather as a church virtually. As I said on Sunday, all the various ministries and committees are continuing to meet, and we'll continue to do that and hold worship. We were happy about how worship went this past Sunday. How many people were looking on YouTube? It looked like, there were like 250 views or something, something like that. So it's a great way for us to be connecting, and we'll continue to be doing that in the coming weeks, worshiping online together. Tonight, we invite you to join us for a video conferencing of our Lenten Tuesdays with Jesus. And you should have received the link with this email where you received the link to this video. You should also receive a link for how to get onto a Zoom meeting with us for that. And Sarah's also putting in there some guidelines for how to download Zoom, and for even best practices around video conferencing, like not being beside a window so that people can see your face, putting mute on when you're not speaking, and that sort of thing. So those are also in this email. So we'll be doing a silent centering prayer together for about the first 20 minutes, from 6:30 till 10 of 7 or so. And then Judy and I will be reading from Parker Palmer's book, On the Brink of Everything: Grace, Gravity, and Growing Old. And then we'll try our hand at a little back and forth conversation around it all, and end about at 8 o'clock. So, thought I would just close with a little reading from Paul's letter to the Philippians, and and then I'll do a little song as well. So, from chapter 4 of Philippians, therefore, my brothers and sisters, you whom I love and long for, my joy and crown, stand firm in God in this way, my friends. Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Amen. And this is a lovely little tune from Colleen Fulmer that I'll share with you. And if you want to sing along, feel free. You can, go back and play it again, or you can turn me off if you don't want to hear the song. But it goes like this. And the words come from a particular psalm and from St. Teresa of Avila. Nothing shall disturb you, nothing frighten you. Patience obtains all things, in God you'll lack for nothing. For God never changes, God alone is enough. For God never changes, God alone is enough. Nothing shall disturb you, nothing frighten you. Patience obtains all things, in God you'll lack for nothing. For God never changes, God alone is enough. For God never changes, God alone is enough. May God bless you and keep you, and make God's face to shine upon you. May God lift up the light of his countenance upon you and grant you peace. Amen.